Around that time of year, people start getting excited for the next installment of NBA 2K. NBA 2K22 is starting to wind down, and the 2K23 cover athletes have been revealed, and that is a great sign to start getting excited for NBA 2K23. Now, yes, the NBA 2K23 cover athletes have been revealed. Usually around this time of year, late July, early August, we'll hear little tidbits about the next upcoming installment of the 2K franchise. I'm not even gonna lie, the last couple of years I haven't really been enjoying the games like I've used to, and I've been an avid 2K player. I've been picking up every version of the game since 2K16. I played 2K10, and then I didn't play any of those ones through 2K13. I picked up NBA 2K14 late, and I didn't play 15. So 16 and beyond, I've picked up every version of the game. It was because of NBA 2K that got me more involved in basketball and allowed me to enjoy the actual NBA in real life. And I feel like that's what sports games are supposed to do. They're supposed to be able to capture fans, get excited, and fall in love with the real life sport even more. It's supposed to be an extension of the sport that a lot of people love, and being able to be another extension of being able to gather new fans as well. I'm going to be grabbing another one of Anthony Miranda's articles off of vendettasportsmedia.com. Shout out to Anthony, and shout out to all the hardworking people that make vendettasportsmedia.com the website that it is. It looks absolutely amazing. Be sure to go check out the website for the full Anthony Miranda article and the rest of the content we have over there over at vendettasportsmedia.com. For all your sports and gaming needs, vendettasportsmedia.com is the place for you, so be sure to go check it out. All right, NBA 2K23 cover athlete revealed. The wait is over to see who would receive the honor of being named the NBA 2K23 cover athlete. Devin Booker will be on the cover of the NBA 2K23 Standard Edition. This is Booker's first time as a cover athlete, and his selection continues the trend of the past few years of younger players being featured on the cover. NBA 2K22 had Luka Doncic on the cover, and the NBA 2K21 Next Generation version had Zion Williamson as the cover athlete. It appears that 2K is picking the next generation of NBA stars to grace their cover. It's a smart decision for 2K to be able to pick out of the younger NBA stars that are in the league right now. I like that they want to get fresh faces out there. Booker wasn't a bad choice, and I'm not really too worried about who graces the cover or not. I know a lot more people take who graces the cover a lot more seriously, and I really don't see how it's a big deal. But yeah, Devin Booker gracing the cover is nothing wrong with that. I like it. I think it's fine. It's more about being able to attract the younger fan who's growing up with these players, like how we were growing up watching Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. They wants to reach out to that demographic, and yeah, they go younger and younger, it seems like, but I think they're just wanting to be able to get to those younger fans to be able to go and pick up the game. Devin Booker has played 7 years in the NBA, and he's been an all-star in his last 3 seasons. He has been one of the better shooting guards in the league, and he's even helped lead Phoenix to the 2021 NBA Finals. 2K23 will feature Devin Booker in front of an Arizona desert background with the Phoenix Suns colored sky. The game comes out in early September, and I think it's good that we're able to pick up the game before the NBA season gets underway. I believe it's a whole month or 2, because I believe that's around preseason time. In regards to the cover, I really do like the cover. I like how they've kind of shied away from just getting a random Google Pics background of basketball courts and whatnot and just throwing a bunch of random stuff on there. Instead, they're actually putting a lot more thought and having a lot more attention to detail when it comes to their covers. Who they have as a cover athlete, the cover should represent or be a representation of what that player means to the NBA or to their respective team. And I think they did a really good job with this one. Whatever your opinion on Devin Booker is, or even if you think he deserved to be on the cover or not, I do think this is one of the better looking covers over the last couple of years. Devin Booker is marketable. He's a good player. He's one of the top players in the NBA. We know this. It makes sense for him to grace the cover. I think he was a really good choice. The fact that it gave us this cover, I'm not too mad at it. The other NBA 2K23 covers. Besides the Devin Booker cover, there will be 3 other NBA 2K23 covers available this year. There will be 2 separate covers that feature Michael Jordan, who's one of the greatest basketball players ever. There is a 2K23 Championship Edition that features us celebrating Michael Jordan, and there will be a premium 2K23 Michael Jordan Edition that features his jersey as the cover. 2K has one more surprise, and there will be a NBA 2K23 WNBA Edition that will showcase 2 absolute legends and Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. This is the second year that a WNBA athlete will appear on a cover, and the first time there will be 2 WNBA athletes on the same cover. This 2K cover will be similar to the Devin Booker cover in background and color scheme. I want to talk about the WNBA edition. I think that color scheme really does help make the cover pop a little bit more. I'm talking about the WNBA edition and the standard edition with Devin Booker on it. The color scheme makes the covers look absolutely amazing. It brings the covers to life a little bit. Hopefully this sets a precedent for future installments of the game. I do like the championship edition that features Jordan celebrating. I think that's probably my favorite one. I think the reason I like it so much, it's a better take, or it's a better attempt at what they were trying to do in NBA 2K22 with Luka, making it look more like art and using paintings. I don't know what it is other than that. I think the colors really help when it comes to that kind of style. Just by looking at it, I think it's probably the best cover that we've seen with Michael Jordan on it. The championship edition is my favorite one out of any of them though, even with how nice the WNBA and the Devin Booker one looks with the colors. I just think this one with Michael Jordan is so much better than the premium one and the standard ones. I'm not really a huge fan of the simplicity of the premium 2K23 edition with Michael Jordan's jersey just hanging in the background. I do think it's cool, simple, but you understand what that jersey represents and what Michael Jordan's name means to basketball. It doesn't top the standard edition or any of the other editions that are involved with this year's game. Regardless of Michael Jordan gracing the cover, a lot of people wanted to just go around and starting up rumors like, oh, an NBA 2K, every time they've had Michael Jordan on it, the game has been really, really good or been one of the better installments in the franchise. People hold 2K11 as one of the best games they ever put out, and 2K16, and they're holding 2K23 to that same expectation. Quite honestly, I'm not going to be holding them to that same precedent or just anticipating that it's going to be like that at all. This is coming from someone who has played the next gen versions of 2K21 and 2K22. I haven't been a fan really of their attempts at the next gen versions of their game. I would say the last 2K that I had really good memories on was NBA 2K20. 2K21, the problem with 2K21 next gen was just the fact that everybody had to make remotely the same build, and it was more just a Zion Williamson on steroids that could shoot, dribble, and then dunk on everyone without any sort of consequence for going for stupid dunks. And it just feels like there was just no skill gap needed. With 2K22, they made shooting far too easy and more or less just made greening shots kind of irrelevant. I feel the additions of certain badges didn't help. The fact that they're trying to innovate in kind of the wrong ways has really been holding them back from getting 2K back to where it was. And I also feel it's a lack of competition in the virtual basketball realm and that part of the industry, and NBA Live kind of being like just kind of out of commission for the last couple of years. But from a core gameplay standpoint, I want them to really improve on that. If you give us a 2K with really good gameplay, then it allows you to expand on the other aspects of the game, because people aren't going to be looking at gameplay as the biggest issues. Once the gameplay is already in the gutter, then people start poking a lot more at some of the other aspects of the game. Why it feels that current NBA 2Ks that have been released in the last couple of years just feels so bare bones. It's not a whole lot that I really think about doing when I'm going on NBA 2K. They took out All-Star Team Up, which I think was a fun mode. They gotta change up the rec center, just the pro-am part of the entire game, that whole side of it all. The city, I'm not been a huge fan of, and even the neighborhood, it feels like any of the attempts that they've had haven't really been any good. I would think if 2K kind of dialed it back a little bit and tried to shift their focus to other parts of the game that people have been really voicing their opinions on and actually be listening to the fan base a little bit more, I think the game could turn out to be a whole lot better. But it's hard to ask for 2K to innovate more. 2K really has no competition in virtual basketball. EA checked out, and yeah, they've been working on the next installment of NBA Live or whatever. They wanted to get back into the virtual basketball scene, but as of right now, 2K is at the top. Really, it's just you can't really expect them to innovate as much when there really isn't any reason to on their end. Think about it from a business standpoint. They're really not going to show their entire hand, and if the game sells as well as it does, then there's really no reason to, because people are going to pick up the game anyway, no matter how much complaining that they do. It doesn't really show any difference in the sales numbers, so they can innovate a little bit just to add different aspects to the game, or just to make the game feel different, but there's not going to be huge changes if there's really no competition to kind of force that change, because more or less they're going to be making all their money back anyway. People are still going to buy VC, people are still going to pick up the game. Just because how the game is currently is going to deter people from playing the game altogether. It may do it to some, but it's not going to be enough that 2K is going to be pressured into changing, unless it's something groundbreaking where the game is just rendered unplayable. But that's the extreme cases. I'm not really expecting a whole lot from NBA 2K23, at least in comparison, unless we see something different, unless we see improvements in the gameplay. And from what content creators have said, that there has been it's been a different feel from last year's game, which I feel is always a good thing. But knowing 2K, they can switch how the game feels at the drop of a dime. With just one update, they can change how the game feels. That whole idea of Michael Jordan being on the cover means that the game is going to be one of the best. That to me is just lofty expectations that you're setting on a game that I for one feel that they're not going to be able to live up to. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, because when 2K to me was fun, I can spend hours on hours playing that game. But just in more recent years, I can get through maybe not even a handful of games back to back, and I'll be done. My career is boring. My team is just so unrealistic, and a month into the game, there's already Shaquille O'Neal's that can shoot. Play now is bare bones. They're taking out modes. They try some innovation. I'm not gonna say that 2K doesn't try to innovate, but it's just the sheer fact that they're very limited in that sense. There's usually maybe one or two big things that they try to change that really doesn't include gameplay, or in some cases including gameplay. This last year they added seasons and kind of the battle pass kind of thing for Warzone and Fortnite that they've been doing, which was I'll give them their credit, and it was a good shot, especially when they had really no idea what they were getting themselves into. They have another year to kind of understand what worked and what didn't, but I just am looking for an improvement. That's the only expectations I'm really gonna have for next year's game, is just an improvement on last year. Not really expecting anything over the top, but as more news comes through and as more gameplay gets released and we start learning more, then maybe my opinions will start changing. But I'm not gonna set myself up for disappointment like 2K has done for a good portion of the community year after year after year.